today to check out our latest interviews on Why America. Today, I am pleased to be here with Sydney Hemmingmore.
Oh, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Sydney is one of our first seekers, if you will, who is not somebody that I knew directly. She heard about Why America and asked to be on our program so that she can have 10 to 15 minutes of time to tell the world why America. So,
Okay.
tell us.
Okay, why is because of hope. Hope. Hope in the human heart. That's why America. So I asked myself some questions on why America. And my first answer is why America is because of God. Because of God. In the book of Acts, what it says, Rob, it says that God created the human being, Adam and Eve. And from Adam and Eve, all the people of all the earth came. And what God did is God predetermined destiny, when nations would rise and when nations would fall, when people would be born and when people would die, when nations would be born, when nations die. God also set the limits of their habitations. You and I are here because of destiny. We were born in America because of destiny. And this is what Paul told people when he went to Athens. He says, God, He's the one who gives us life and breath and everything good. And Paul said, in Him, in God, we live and move and exist. So His presence is in the entire universe. So why America? It's not a man-made idea. No, this is from God. And we all have an important destiny. Okay, so that was the first question.
Okay.
God. Why America? Because God wanted America.
So, are you saying then, with respect to America and God, one of the beautiful things about America is that you can believe in whatever God you want to?
I'm not saying that. No, I'm saying that there's a true and living God. No, there is a creator God, the true and living God.
I agree.
And I found out that the hard way, Rob, okay? I gotta tell you, if you want to go down this way, we'll do it. We'll go this way. I found out the hard way, Rob. God, I gotta tell you, I suffered and I suffered and I suffered. And the only reason I'm alive right here, I'm getting all kind of emotional now, is because of
That's okay.
mercy, because of God, because of Jesus. So what happened to me personally is here in America, we have a right to start our own businesses. We can go to school, we can do anything we want, within reasonable. Well, what I did with my husband is we started a business. And in the business, unbeknown at the time, I was working with heavy industrial chemicals. We were doing gold and silver refining. So I was exposed to the cyanides.
Yep.
And I was exposed to the toxic metals, heavy metals, as well as non-heavy metals. So I got heavy metal poisoning. And then but that was only the start of it. Then I got industrial chemical contamination. We used a lot of solvents, rubbers, mold,
Right.
model making, waxwork and mold making. So I not only had heavy metal poisoning, I got chemical contamination. And those are carcinogens. They cause cancer and they kill people. So
But you're healthy now?
now I am, but only by the mercy of God. Only by the mercy of God.
Fantastic.
Only by the mercy of God. Okay. There is one true and one living God. And He found me, Rob. He found me. In our Constitution, what it says, we are given these unalienable rights by the Creator God. By the Creator God. And what happened to me, how I discovered this Creator God is I was 20 or 19 or so when I started the business. By the time I was 30, I was so weak. I was so weak, Rob. By the time I was 38, sure enough, big cancer, premenopausal breast cancer. Big sucker as hard as a rock. Doop. I knew what was wrong. I knew I was dying. I knew I was dying. So here I am. Okay, why America?
Yes.
Why America? Because here in this country, I have the right, and you have the right, and you have the right to come to God, and nobody can stop you. Nobody can lie about who God really is. So there I am, about 38. I take chemo for a year, high dose chemo that they gave people back then, radiation, 2 surgeries. What man did to me, do you think it did any good? Nope, the cancer came back, infiltrated the liver.
I've heard this many times.
Yeah, and was in the whole body. Yeah, it was in the whole body. Well, I will never seek man again. I will never seek man again. So the doctors told me, you take chemo again. And this was only like a month or 2 after I was done. By the way, it was my destiny to die. It was my time to die. I had had a dream of a mansion that my dad lived in one in heaven and I would live in another. And it was my time. It was my time to go, Rob. But that night, my mama called, or I called her, and she made me call an old man, and the old man was about 90. And he told me that God is love, Jesus is real, and Jesus did die on the cross. He did resurrect from the dead, and that he has the power to heal people.
And there's countries in the world where you can't have that belief.
There is.
That's why America.
That's why America. And a lot of the beautiful Muslim ladies that come here, I look at them and you know what I think? I think God brought you here so that you're free to receive Jesus without getting murdered by your family. Okay, so anyway, that very night, I was on the phone like this, before cell phones, and the man prayed, and Jesus touched me, and a miracle came. The doctors wouldn't believe it. I had to have 2 biopsies in the liver to prove it.
Wow.
And I was born again, and I knew the reality of this great Creator God. And I used to think Jesus is a joke, or Jesus is a jerk, or something like that. I mean, you know, come on, Sydney, that was kind of stupid of me. But he didn't hold that against me, Rob. Jesus never held it against me. And you know, he's so full of mercy and grace and forgiveness. You know, like I screw up in life, like we all do. We make mistakes,
Yes, we do.
bad.
I've got my fair share.
Well, of course we all do. We're a human being. And he doesn't hold it against us. He forgives us. So that's why the one Creator God, you ask any God. No God, no. It wasn't Mohammed that healed me. It wasn't Buddha that healed me. It wasn't Krishna. It wasn't Quetzalcoatl. They never healed or raised anybody from the dead. Jesus, and he alone. And you know, I'll tell you something about America. We are one country where people do not have to die for saying the J word. How many people in China were mass murdered under Mao Zedong because they said the J word? How many people under Stalin were mass murdered because they said the J word? How many people under Mohammed for 1,500 effing years were murdered for saying the J word? You and I, sorry for pointing, you and I right here today have the freedom to say the J word.
Yes.
And because he touched me, Jesus touched me, I would never deny him. I would be happy to die for him if that came to be. But why America? I don't have to die for Jesus. He died for me. No, he died for me. I can live for him and say the J word. So there we are.
I think you summed it up. I think it was fantastic. You know,
Thanks.
you had more questions here,
Yes,
but
yes.
due to restrictions with the format that we're showing these videos right now, we only have 15 minutes.
Uh-huh.
So I think the point is made. You are obviously Christian. You obviously have a very close and very personal relationship with Jesus.
With Jesus.
And the beauty is that you can do that here in America.
That's the beauty.
I do want to throw out there, because it is part of the fabric of America, that the beauty is that you can believe in whatever God you want to here. So you can believe in Jesus. If it's Mohammed that does it for you, then more power to you.
Okay, but Rob,
or
no.
anyone else. Because that is part
That
of
is
the
the
structure
freedom.
of America.
Okay, that's the freedom, but I have to tell the truth. I have to tell the truth, okay?
Well,
Mohammed would not get a person to heaven. No, Mohammed died for nobody. No, nobody died for anybody, okay? You got to know that. You got to know that. There's one man who died for my sins, who resurrected from the dead, and he had 500 eyewitnesses. He has the most recorded death, burial, and resurrection that ever lived. And you can believe in whoever you want. And you have to know, and I have to tell the truth, only one person, Jesus, can get you to heaven. And that's the bottom line, and that's the truth. You're free to believe whatever you want, but the bottom line fact is Jesus resurrected, and he alone has the power to get a person to heaven. And he proved it to me when he touched me. And it's for him that I'm alive and here now. So
fantastic.
Yeah, so I gotta tell the truth. The bottom line is, if we want to reach the kingdom of heaven, a new, greater world, then it's through Jesus. And if we don't, we don't. Period. Simple.
While we're here on earth, we all have the freedom in this great country of America to decide to believe what we want to believe.
Mm-hmm.
You can even become your own pastor in America. You can start your own church of your own God in America.
I guess.
It may not be fruitful for you, but you can actually do that in America. So for all of you who watch this show and say, F America, or screw Christianity, or this or that, for all the naysayers and the negative people out there, in America, you can give it a shot.
Oh,
Try it somewhere else.
love it, love
Sydney,
it.
thank you.
Boom. Thank you, Rob.